It began quietly, then suddenly shattered a rural Nova Scotia community. Two siblings vanished without a trace, leaving behind fear, confusion, and a growing sense that something was deeply wrong. Before we continue, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can get first-hand updates on this story and others as they unfold. The disappearance immediately triggered an urgent response. In small communities where routines are familiar and faces are known, missing children are not taken lightly. Local police, volunteers, and search and rescue teams mobilized quickly, combing nearby roads, wooded areas, and properties. As hours turned into days with no confirmed sightings, the case escalated into a full missing persons investigation under the RCMP, drawing attention far beyond the region. One of the most significant steps came when cadaver dogs were flown in from British Columbia, an extraordinary measure that underscored the seriousness of the situation. These highly trained dogs searched roughly 40 kilometers of terrain, including dense forest, trails, and remote areas difficult for human searchers to fully cover. Despite the scale of the effort, the dogs did not locate any human remains. While some saw this as hopeful news, investigators were careful to manage expectations. Police emphasized that negative findings help narrow possibilities, but they never conclusively rule anything out. Search efforts focused heavily on the areas closest to where the siblings were last known to be. The family property, a trailer on the land, nearby woods, and surrounding trail networks were searched repeatedly and methodically. Trails, commonly used in rural areas for walking and travel between properties, became a key focus as investigators mapped possible movement routes. Each area was examined with the understanding that the smallest detail could matter. As visible searches slowed, the investigation entered a quieter but equally critical phase. Attention shifted to digital data, forensic analysis, and timeline reconstruction. Investigators began piecing together phone records, location data, and witness accounts to establish who was where and when. Physical evidence collected during searches was re-examined, and timelines were refined in an effort to identify gaps or inconsistencies. Though less visible to the public, this behind-the-scenes work is often where breakthroughs happen. Throughout the process, stepfather Daniel Martel has spoken publicly, insisting on his cooperation with police and denying any wrongdoing. He has stated that he wants answers and has encouraged investigators to pursue every possible lead. His interviews, however, have drawn intense scrutiny. In the age of social media, tone, wording, and body language were widely analyzed, sparking online debate and suspicion among some viewers. Law enforcement has pushed back firmly against this kind of speculation. Police warn the public not to interpret demeanor or emotional responses as evidence of guilt. Stress, fear, and trauma can affect people in unpredictable ways, and investigators rely on facts and evidence, not impressions formed from interviews or online clips. Community involvement has played a major role in the case. Concerned residents have shared tips, reported possible sightings, and tried to help in any way they could. While this support has generated valuable information, it has also created challenges. Investigators must carefully sort through a large volume of tips, many of which are well-intentioned but unverified, adding pressure to an already complex investigation. Despite the uncertainty, the RCMP has confirmed the case remains active. Authorities stress that missing persons investigations do not simply end when searches pause. Files remain open, evidence is reviewed, and new searches are possible if fresh information emerges. For now, the disappearance of these two siblings remains an open and deeply troubling mystery. What is clear is that investigators continue to work methodically, the community remains invested, and the search for answers is far from over. Until those answers come, the case stands as a stark reminder of how quickly ordinary life can be disrupted, and how long the road to clarity can be.